That is where we begin tonight at 9. Fox 6 investigator Amanda St. Hilaire has public records showing the public's reaction to a controversial law enforcement hire.
Those records include a text from a judge that's raising some eyebrows.
In a world of instant everything, there's nothing faster than feedback, especially when it comes to a controversial hire. Wauwatosa officer Joseph Mensah shot and killed 3 people on the job in 5 years. The district attorney cleared him of criminal charges, but Mensah agreed to separate from the city of Wauwatosa. 2 months later, he became a Waukesha County Sheriff's deputy.
We made the conclusion that Officer Mensah had done his job appropriately, consistent with state law, consistent with training and standards, consistent with his policy. And we found that he was a qualified candidate and he was somebody that we could benefit from by having him on the department.
After the announcement, public records show feedback flooding Sheriff Eric Severson's phone and inbox. Of the 76 emails and text messages we reviewed, roughly 60% supported the decision, saying it took guts, was a courageous move, and the right thing.
I'm not surprised, unfortunately.
But the attorney who represents the families of the people Mensah shot says she did not expect this.
I think I was particularly troubled to see the text message from Judge Brad Schimel.
The former state attorney general and current Waukesha County judge texted the sheriff. Way to go. You just gave law enforcement a huge show of support that they so need right now. Someone had to have the courage to do the right thing, and I'm not surprised it was you.
I think, frankly, he should recuse himself from any and every case that involves law enforcement, because to me, with that text, it seems that he's going to be biased on those cases.
I wasn't issuing any judicial approval. I felt he did the right thing in this, and I contacted my friend to let him know that. In terms of how that affects me as a judge, this has no impact on that.
What's your response to people who say, this seems like a cozy relationship between a judge and a sheriff's department?
Well, again, there's a lot of assumptions that are made in that case. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a judge in any county that's not supportive of law enforcement.
Everyone knows there is no secret that I am a very much pro-law enforcement person. Deputy Mensah will get no free pass in my courtroom or any other.
So if Deputy Mensah were to appear in your court in the future, would you recuse yourself?
No.
Judge Schimel aside, the sheriff got other messages that were not quite so supportive. People saying they don't feel safe with Mensah on the job, questioning the county's liability if he kills someone else.
Why take on that risk?
Well, first of all, you're assuming that liability is elevated. That's a fact that you're assuming that's not in evidence.
That's the conclusion the Wauwatosa report came to, though, that there was too great of a risk that he'd be involved in a fourth shooting.
And I disagree with that completely. I don't think that that's a sensible conclusion. In my 35 years of experience, I've never met a law enforcement officer who wants to use deadly force.
Sheriff Severson says he weighs the community's response, but doesn't solely rely on it. After all, the feedback for this decision only took seconds. Figuring out the aftermath will take much longer. Amanda St. Hilaire, Fox 6 Investigators.
We reached out to Joseph Mensah's attorney and have not heard back. Amanda covered a lot of ground with the sheriff, a lot more than we could show you right here. So you can watch her extended interview with him on our website. Just visit fox6now.com.